تحب وترضى بنصلي عليه. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Today is our final session before Eid al-Adha, inshallah ta'ala. Just a reminder for all of you that it is Ayyam, the days of Dhul Hijjah, and according to a Sahih Hadith of Sunnah Ibn Majah, the gist of which is the Prophet ﷺ has stated that there are no days that are more beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, right? And the Prophet ﷺ stated, fasting one day in the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah is equivalent to fasting for an entire year. And the fast of Arafah is a kafara for 2 years of sin, meaning the previous year and the year to come. So please fast on the day of Arafah, which is on Sunday. And I think I was watching the Maghrib Salah in the Haram, at our Maghrib time here, and it's the same date as well. Ours is the 4th of Dhul Hijjah, and there is also the 4th of Dhul Hijjah. Unless, right? Am I right? Yeah. Tomorrow is the 5th, correct? Right? So I think it will be 1 year after many years that our days of Arafah will also be coinciding. Right? So please ensure that you are in a state of Siyam on Sunday. It's a holiday. 1. 2. Engage in a lot of Fat Karima. La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu lahul mulku wa alhamdu yuhyi wa yumiitu biyadihi al-khayr wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. On that Sunday, the day of Arafah, and at Wuquf, right? Particularly from our Asr time, right up until our Maghrib, which will approximately coincide with the Maghrib day as well. Right? Engage in a lot of dua because it is the Wuquf of Arafah for the people who are in Arafat itself. So you can join them in the dua, in the universal dua with all the pilgrims who are in Arafah as well. So please ensure that you are engaging in ibadah on that Sunday instead of sitting at some shopping mall going crazy, right? Just sit at home and spend the time in ibadah. If you can, perform Salatul Tasbih on that Sunday as well. I just spoke to Wali now and I mentioned it I think at Zikr and on Friday that we will have a program on Saturday night. Right, that is Saturday night, this coming Saturday, inshallah ta'ala, on the night of Arafah, we'll have Salatul Tasbih after Salatul Isha. I just want to get the guys to just put it onto social media. Me and posters and all, we don't work. So we put it onto social media and we can just push it across. Because in a hadith of Tirmidhi, which the scholars have graded as being da'if, but the fact that Imam at-Tirmidhi, from the 6 authentic books of hadiths, chose to still put it into his book of hadith, gives you an indication that it is strengthened by the hadith of Sunan Ibn Majah, that he said the nights of the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah are equivalent to the nights of Qadr. Every night is equivalent in value to the night of Qadr. And the last 10 nights, what are we doing? The first 10 nights of Dhul Hijjah. If you just do an assessment of what you did in the past 4 days or in 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, if you knew it was equivalent to the night of Qadr, if it was Ramadan, what have you been doing? All of you sitting in the masjid, staying up. Yet the Prophet of Allah said, the hadith in terms of its sanad and so on, there's a degree of weakness, but Imam Tirmidhi chose to still put it into his Jami', which gives it authenticity and said that he was confident enough about the hadith. The sanad may have been weak, but the matan was correct. وَمَعْنَاهُ صَحِيح. Right? And Sunan Ibn Majah states that the hadith of Sunan Ibn Majah is sahih. So putting the two together, you don't leave it to chance. Really, if someone tells you, you know what, there's a very great possibility that nights of the 10 nights of Dhul Hijjah are equivalent to the night of Qadr. Each night is equivalent to a night of Qadr. You're going to throw it away? I don't understand. That's why I kept on harping on it in Ramadan as well. We say, look here, we're not paying enough attention to the Ayyam of Dhul Hijjah, wal Fajr, wal Layalin Ashr, wal Shaf'i, wal Watr. Right? According to the vast Mufassirun, it states that it refers to the days of Dhul Hijjah. And you don't take maximum advantage of it. You spend your days fasting, at the very least Monday and Thursday fast. If you didn't fast on Monday, fast on Thursday. Right? Fast on Sunday, Yawm Arafah. Right? These are the ways of cleansing yourself. And these are the days of ibadah. So even if you're sitting in your car, just engage in some type of ibadah, where the deeds that are most beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are the deeds that are performed in the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. So do any good deed, but do something. Don't let these days pass. I know, I see people on these days and I think, I don't think we need to have like a campaign informing people about the Ayyam of Dhul Hijjah. I mean, our radios don't do anything about it. Every other time they're shouting about every other thing. But when it comes to these days of Ayyam of Dhul Hijjah, no one's making a fuss about it. Everybody is like preoccupied with people going for Hajj. Right? They enjoying themselves in Hajj, they're in front of the Kaaba, in the Medina and Makkah and so on. We're not there, but Allah is giving us an opportunity here. So please take advantage of it and spread this message along to anybody. Tell them by, fast, engage in ibadah, engage in nafil. Obviously your qurbani and so on that you're going to do. But the ninth day of Arafah, and especially the nights, right? Saturday night, bring family members and whatever it is there, and come for the Salat al-Tasbih. At least the night of Arafah you spend in ibadah. It was in Qiyamul Layl. And I think we need, I'm going to push this campaign even further next year, inshallah, to make it a big thing. And not for if someone benefits from it, great. If other masajid don't do it, good luck to you. If you feel that the hadith is so da'if that the other hadiths don't say, but you want to get academic about it, please go ahead. In fada'il, right? In benefits and in good deeds and all of these things here, these are not masail. Right? In fada'il, if you can maximize your spiritual benefit out of it, maximize it. Okay, please remember this and pass this message on to as many people as possible, because I've noticed over the years that people really give no attention to the days of Dhul Hijjah. They're all preoccupied, we know we're going to cut the memes and everything, and that's about it. Beyond that, no one is interested. The night of Eid, Sayyidina Ali was telling there are 4 nights that you spend a lot of time in ibadah. One would be the night of the 2 nights of Eidain, meaning Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Adha, right? The night of Ashura, and then to Bara'at. 4 nights. Sayyidina Ali used to spend in ibadah. The nights of Eid, what are we doing? Busy making pastries. Or busy eating that pastry. One of the two. So the ladies making it and the men eating it. Or biscuits and they're making it and they're eating it. Then that's what we do. It becomes a party on the night of Eid. You tell the people come sit in the masjid and lead a little bit of ibadah after Isha, because you will spend the time at Taraweeh anyway. No. I go home and go get the biryani ready. No, really, you've got to wake up. On the night of Eid, on Sunday night, you will have been fasting. Engage in a little bit of ibadah. No one is saying sit till 12 o'clock at night. But after Isha Salah, spend an hour. Right? And then you get up in the morning for, you need to sleep early anyway because you'll have a hectic day. So spend the night in ibadah, and the rest of the night you sleep away, whatever it is, and get up early, for Eid, the Eid Fajr Salah and so on. So please encourage family members and so on to engage in ibadah in these days, okay? Let's start off with our discussion. It's hopefully, inshallah ta'ala, is the final discussion on Yajuj and Majuj. Obviously, none of the discussions are absolutely complete, and that we can say that, we've discussed every aspect of it. The whole idea is to give you maximum information about it from the perspective of tafsir and from the perspective of hadith. As we had mentioned last week, we had started off on the concept, Inna Ya'juj wa Ma'juj mufsiduna fil ard. That Ya'juj and Ma'juj are people who sow corruption and breed corruption on earth. Breed corruption on earth. Now, the concept fasad in the Quran is very important. And if you understand the concept of fasad, you will see that Yajuj and Ma'juj in particular are the embodiments of every aspect of fasad. And they are the champions, so to speak, of every aspect of fasad. So if you want to see any type of corruption in the world, like I discussed it in detail, the archetypes of fasad, those people who put on the religious garb, and those people who put on the secular garb. Right? And these are the two powerful forces in the world right now. You either are part of the the religiosity or secularity. So the secularists out there, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يُعْجِبُكَ قَوْلُهُ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا, which we discussed last week, right? Then you have the people who are from the religious sectors and the religious sectarian groups. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَقُولُ آمَنَّا بِاللَّهِ وَبِالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ وَمَا هُمْ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ. Right? They make a joke with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and so on. We discuss all of that. وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ, when they are told, don't create corruption on earth, قَالُوا إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ مُصْلِحُونَ. They say, we the reformers. We're actually putting things right. And I gave you the aspect that the first fasad would be the religious fasad. الَّذِينَ يَنْقُضُونَ عَهْدَ اللَّهِ مِنْ بَعْدِ مِيثَاقِهِ. Those people there who had committed themselves to the covenant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but then subsequently broke that covenant. And if you look at all the major religions, particularly the Roman Catholic Church, which is the world's foremost religion right now, in terms of popularity, in terms of its impact, in terms of its reach, in terms of its influence, in terms of its wealth, and in terms of its leadership, right? Pope Benedict, mind you, I must admit, he's doing a bloody good job. Let's leave the politics aside. But in terms of leadership, our Muslims can learn a hell of a lot from Pope, what's it? Benedict, isn't it? Yeah, Benedict, right? People can learn a hell of a lot from him in terms of the concept of leadership. We're not talking about his religious affiliation, okay? But in terms of corruption in religion, Right? You can't find religions more corrupt than the Roman Catholic Church. Or for that matter, modern day, I'll call it Judaism/Zionism. Right? Because modern day Roman Catholic Church is the child of the rabbis. They gave birth to it through Pauline Christianity. You are aware of the fact that Christ was deified in the Council of Nicaea 300 years after his so-called crucifixion. You're aware of that? You're aware? 300 years. Up until for 300 years, Isa alayhi salam was still a prophet of Allah. It was only through the Council of Nicaea, or however it's pronounced, right? 300 years after his so-called crucifixion, that Christ was deified, because they couldn't work out now whether they make him God, the Son of God, right? Or what to make of him. Finally, they deified him 300 years later. It was the greatest marketing miracle of the Jews. Because had they not created this entire idea of the crucifixion or whatever it is, right, Judaism would have ceased to exist. Because Isa alayhi salam came, excuse me, I'm a Nabi of Bani Israel. I'm coming with the message of Musa alayhi salam and all the prophets that came after him, that didn't receive a kitab. And I'm coming to change some of the laws. And I'm coming with the new sharia. And I'm coming with new wahi from Allah in the form of the evangel, the Injil. New book. Torah is going to take second place now. I come with new laws. Can you imagine what it did to the hierarchy of the rabbis, of the Jewish priests? And they had established themselves, quite greatly in terms of all of these things. Right? And they created this whole concept of the crucifixion of Christ. Right? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala debunks that entire myth in the Holy Quran. بَلْ رَفَعَهُ اللَّهُ إِلَيْهِ. Right? I may have mentioned it to you, I was in Toledo, Holy Toledo as they say, in Spain in 2002. So we were having a discussion with one of the major cathedrals of the Roman Catholic world is in Toledo. And they have all these, those garments of the bishops and the rabbis. Oh, Maulana must learn something, man. Really, I'm telling you, man, silk and, embedded with many precious stones and beautiful embellished work. I mean, wedding gowns don't look so smart. Really, and they had all these, in this museum in Toledo. Anyways, I was sitting and talking to some of these Christian churches, the priests who were with us at this conference. So I asked the guy, so I said, so the guy, we were talking, so I said, no, we also believe in the second coming of Christ. So the guy said, really, you Muslims believe in the second coming of Christ? And this is connected to this, why I'm putting it across to you. Second coming of Christ? He said, yes. So he said, but how is that possible? And I said, no, we've got numerous narrations of the Prophet that he's going to come and exactly where he's going to land, in Damascus, etc., and he'll kill Ya'juj and Ma'juj, etc., etc. So the guy says, but we also believe in the second coming of Christ. I said, but the difference is that the Prophet Isa alayhi salam will come with Islam, which was his deen anyway, right? So the guy says, no, but our second coming is about Christ bringing all you people back to the light and everything. So I tell him, just a few questions, I'm just asking, you probably as, I said, so what happens when Christ comes back? Who are you going to worship? Why? Christ is God. Christ is the Son of God. So if Christ is right there, so everyone will worship him right there, everyone will come, oh, hold on, God is right here. So worship him in person. I said one. I said number two, you can't have Easter anymore. Easter is gone out of the window, because the entire concept of crucifixion is gone. Christ is back in town. Right? Two. Number three, when are you going to celebrate his birthday? Merry Christmas goes to Isa alayhi salam said, hold on a minute, according to the Greek Orthodox, my birthday is supposed to be in January, right? You're aware of that? The Greek Orthodox Church, the Byzantines, the Church of Byzantium, they celebrated in January somewhere. Right? And our guys celebrated there to keep up with the pagan rituals, by the way. It's all paganistic, about the legend of Mithra and so on, right? By virtue of that, and coinciding with the solstice, 22nd of December, right? The Mithra, the legend and so on, they have it on 25th of December. It's a totally pagan ritual, 25th of December. So is Easter. So I asked the guys, so I said, now, Christ is right there, in the person of Christ. How are you going to worship him? You say he's God, so he's God on earth. So is everyone going to stand there while Christ is going to sit and everyone Sajda, Allahu Akbar? I know what they're going to say, right? I said, what happened to all the crucifixes in the church there? That has to go. I said, you can't eat the body of Christ anymore. Christ said, hey, you become cannibals. Really? They got very irritated with me. the sacrament, the white and right? You can't do all of that.
And then I asked them, what if Isa alayhi salam said, but all of this was nonsense? Roman Catholic Church gone, Baba. There's no Pope anymore. The Vatican City is not. Isa alayhi salam said, who told you to put it in Vatican City? My capital is where? Jerusalem. Who told you to make the capital of the Roman Catholic Church, Vatican City? Who told you to do that? Pope is gone. Easter is gone. Christmas is gone. The cross is gone. What's left? Do you understand how serious this matter of Ya'juj and Ma'juj is? Do you know what it will do to the world? The world's biggest religion, with the largest following, Roman Catholicism, will be destroyed completely. Judaism is next down the drain, because Judaism / Zionism, they will be the biggest followers of Masih al-Dajjal. Masih al-Dajjal will be killed by Isa alayhi salatu wasalam in an area called Lud. In Hebrew, in Israel, they call it Lod. And Lod is where Ben Gurion Airport is. Do you know that? Lod, L-O-D, not L-O-R-D, Lod. Right? Lud, the Prophet said, Isa will kill him right there, he'll be trying to flee. Obviously when we're trying to take a flight out. When I was going past, when we were coming from Al-Aqsa, and I saw the area Lod, I said, my word, I said, what? So the guy said, yeah, but they changed the name. Nobody knows, now they like try to cover it up, so that no one sees that it's the area called Lod. But that's what it is. Qawm al-Lud, area called Lud, right? And the world's biggest coke factory is in Lud. Really, it went on for kilometers. And the guys told me that the biggest coke factory or bottling plant is to be found in Israel. Right? How did we come to this story now? Religious facade. Religious facade, right? The Vatican City has one of the world's biggest banks, biggest money laundering scheme in the world, number one. Number two, Vatican City has a library beneath it, right? Which is second to none in the world. They have such ancient manuscripts out there, one of them being the original Bible. The original Bible, where it speaks about the Prophet of Allah in clear terms. Nothing has been abridged from it. Nothing has been taken out from it. The original Torah, the predictions, and everything. They've got it all hidden inside the Vatican City. Right? Remember the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Gospel of Barnabas and all of these things? Yeah. Why did they keep such the Shroud of Turin? They made up the story of the Shroud of Turin. Nonsense. Right? All of these things are in Vatican City. They've got it all hidden there. They know these facts. There is a book in the library, the Istanbul Library, right? Which was a book of predictions. Right? It's with Abu Nu'aym al-Hammad's Kitab al-Fitan. There's another book there, which is a manuscript, which hasn't been printed, of the prediction of Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Some scholars have had access to it. He spoke about Hitler. He spoke about Hitler. He took the name of Hitler. He took the name of Saddam. He took the name Saddam. He said he'll be the mini Sufyani. Before the real Sufyani comes, he'll be the mini Sufyani. He took the word Saddam. Abu Hurairah, before he passed away. Right? I mean, if you see the manuscript, who would have thought of a name called Hitler, even if a guy wanted to invent a manuscript like that? Even if the guy wants to invent something like that, right? If you carbon date the thing, you realize that, it was written so long ago, blah, 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 whatever it is. They're going to kind of come up with the name Hitler, with the dates and whatever it is, Saddam, names like that. This is the degree to which the Prophet of Allah predicted these things. It's still available in the Turkish University. In the Istanbul Manuscripts Library. Some of the scholars have been through it and have had access to it. Okay, so this is a religious facade. Then we went on to family facade, and as we mentioned, the total destruction, unstructuring of the entire family system as you and I know it. The normative definition of family doesn't exist anymore. There is no concept of normative definitions of family as you and I know it anymore. In our Muslim communities as well, extended families don't exist practically. It's now become a nuclear family, and the entire concept of family has now been changed because with LGBT and all of these things coming out there, and the institution of marriage has been completely changed. You saw this morning's newspaper, they're trying to stop one pastor out there because of his homophobic tendencies, because he speaks out against LGBT and so on. Right? And today, the world is such that this is not viewed as a crime anymore, and anyone who speaks out against it is a criminal. That's how things would have changed, okay? Then we still spoke about genocidal fasad, right? Where there'll be mass killings. The Prophet ﷺ said, harj, harj, harj. Right? كتبنا على بني إسرائيل أنه من قتل نفسا بغير نفس أو فساد في الأرض فكأنما قتل الناس جميعا. Quran gave you a directive that killing one person, right, because of corruption, fasad, is as if you have killed all of humanity. And Ya'juj and Ma'juj will be responsible for the mass genocide of humanity. Not Muslims only. Muslims will be the essential target or the fundamental target, but they will target whole of mankind. Ya'juj and Ma'juj is a nation whose leader for a period of time will be Dajjal. Right? But you need to understand how that they've already been, so to speak, released. And in the time of Isa alayhi salam, they will be unleashed. I'm resolving the conundrum that some of the people have there in terms of the words of the hadith and so on. Very simple. The Prophet of Allah said, and I'm going to read the hadith to you just now, he said, he said, La ilaha illallah, waylun lil Arab. Right? He said, a hole this size, meaning, he made like a nine, right? Has been made in the wall, has been made in the wall by Ya'juj and Ma'juj, meaning the wall was breached, that Zulqarnain had put up to keep Ya'juj and Ma'juj out. Okay? So from the era of the Prophet of Allah, their attempts at breaching that wall and coming through into the Caucasus and taking over that section of the world as well was already in play. And if you look at it historically, I don't have the info with me right now. I had it with me last week, I forgot about it. I went through the history of all the conquests and all the battles that took place in the era of the Holy Prophet ﷺ in other parts of the world. There were quite a few, but the one that caught my attention was the Tang dynasty, where the Tang dynasty re-established itself as the major dynasty in China. Right? And that caught my attention. You can read up on the Tang dynasty, and in the era of the Prophet of Allah ﷺ in particular, that these incidents took place.